April is Autism Awareness Month, and looking at the numbers, I just wonder, are we handling this correctly? Why is only 1 month out of the year dedicated to autism awareness? And are we looking at the biomedical and nutritional approaches to heal and help with autism spectrum disorders? As a functional medicine specialist and nutritionist, I am concerned about the alarming rate of autism. I think a lot more can be done, especially since autism rates are rising in the United States as well as worldwide. Let's just look at some of the numbers. Back in the 1970s, 1 in 10,000 were diagnosed, and in 2020, 1 in 54. So what changed? Better diagnostic tools? I don't think so. Genetics? I don't think we have the same genes. Something changed that we all have in common. Let's explore. Through the years, the staggering rate is increasing, and so much awareness and research is being done, and yet the numbers aren't going down. It's getting much worse. So, if autism affects an estimated 1 in 54 children in the U.S., that's up 277-fold since 1970. Let's talk about some autism prevalence. 1 in 32 children in New Jersey are diagnosed, 1 in 54 nationwide. 1 in 42 8-year-old children diagnosed in Minnesota. 2.2% of adults in the U.S. have autism. Now, autism rising worldwide. In Canada, 1 in 94. In Switzerland, in Ireland, in Denmark, 1 in 45. In Belgium, in Singapore, in South Korea, 1 in 38. In Japan, 1 in 55. In Hong Kong, 1 in 27. What's going on? Why the increase in the prevalence of autism? Again, not better diagnosis, not genetic, but this is an epidemic. Imbalanced biomedical markers, nutritional deficiencies, toxic overload, detoxification pathway issues, methylation, sulfation problems are what we need to look at to learn how to help the individuals on the spectrum. There is a link between autism and allergies. It could be seasonal allergies, food intolerances, food allergies. Some factor is going on that weakens the body. There has been an autism prevalence of 6-year-olds and results and research that showed correlation to the rise of autism and the rise of glyphosate applied to corn and soy crops and wheat crops. Interesting. Is anyone looking at food? Do we have food in common? Do we have water in common? Do we have the environment in common? I would say yes, more than genetics. There is a gut-brain connection. It is scientifically proven. Heal the gut, help heal the brain. There is a blood-brain barrier that does not protect the entire brain. There is something called leaky gut. Is something seeping into the blood and passing the blood-brain barrier? What possibly can pass the blood-brain barrier is what we should be looking at. The real cause of increasing autism prevalence? Is it that it rose with the glyphosate rise in our food? Look at Cheerios, for instance. It could say non-GMO, but it is loaded with glyphosate, the #1 food. If you want to learn more about glyphosate, go to my website, nancyguberti.com, and just enter your name and email address and get the whole free email series that shows you what glyphosate is, where it's found in the most common standard American diet foods, so you know what your exposure or family's exposure could be. Glyphosate impairs serotonin and the gut-brain pathway. Well, now, it destroys beneficial bacteria, and you need the beneficial bacteria to create the serotonin, and we need the serotonin for focus and for mood and so much more. Up to 80% of children with autism have issues with sleep. Is it that they cannot produce melatonin? We know that melatonin is found 400 times more in the GI tract than it is the brain. Well, if the gut is compromised, then we're not producing melatonin and we're not producing serotonin. Melatonin and serotonin because we don't have beneficial bacteria. There's too many coincidences. Or are they not coincidences? Are they the factors that we should be looking at from a biomedical and nutritional standpoint? Let's look at some startling autism facts. Around 50% of individuals with autism wander from a safe environment and go missing. Over 3.5 million individuals in the U.S. have autism. Autism-related costs average $60,000 a person a year for a family. A third of individuals on the autism spectrum disorder also have epilepsy. 25% of autism spectrum disorder individuals are nonverbal. They can't even tell you if they don't feel good. Over 30 to 50% of individuals on the spectrum have seizures. This is really so upsetting, and we're only looking at this or making awareness of this in April. Autism services cost the U.S. citizens $262 billion annually. How about we explore biomedical and nutritional intervention to gain insight into how the body is functioning, look at the brain-gut directional pathways, and nourish and support that. Learn the biomedical and nutritional interventions that can actually help. We need autism experts. If you know anyone who wants to become an autism expert, tell them they're needed. Because there's too many kids and there's so many adults diagnosed with autism spectrum disorders and not enough practitioners understanding the biomedical and nutritional interventions that can help. Exploring those can make the difference in someone's life. You can be the ripple effect. Think outside of the box if you have a loved one on the spectrum. Get functional medicine testing, non-invasive first morning urine testing. Get a customized nutraceutical regimen. Look at specific foods that could heal the body, because food could either be toxic or it could be medicinal. Look to nourish and fortify the gut-brain connection. Working with all the other therapies, educational and social, to raise the individual up to their highest potential. Reaching total wellness of mind and body. Yes, April is Autism Awareness Month. This is an epidemic. We should be looking at the biomedical and nutritional interventions and not just taking status quo. That never was status quo. to just accept it now. They are estimating less than 10 years, 1 in 2 kids will be on the spectrum. We need to take action now, and we need to get better answers to the questions. So please keep asking questions, gaining insight into natural remedies to assist the body in reaching total wellness. Remember that your health is worth it because you are worth it. Bye now.